Hello friends, this is Rishi Gupta and today I am here to talk about a question that has been asked to me by a lot many people, and I myself have been pondering on it as well since then, which is that who do you think is a better match for Devi in Never Have I Ever, the Netflix show, and is it Ben or is it Paxton? So guys, I just thought that I will talk about it and who I think is a better candidate and why. So let's talk about the two. So candidate is for the want of a better word. So let's talk about both of them. So first, let's talk about Paxton. So guys, Paxton has been portrayed as this high school cool jock who is good at sports, and he is the guy to be with in school. So he has a very stereotypical image of a jock at high school whom everyone desires, and so does Devi. So initially, you thought that this guy might be arrogant, this guy might not be a very kind person, or might even be a bully because of the stereotype that perpetrates around such characters. But as it turned out, he actually was a nice guy. So that is one thing that goes in his favor, that even though he is popular, even though he is desired by everyone, he's not arrogant and he's not kind of full of himself. So that is one thing that goes in his favor, and he is an object of desire for Devi. So object probably is a crude word, but yes, let's put it that way, because initially Devi did not know him personally and just treated him as an object of desire. And even though Devi was kind of forthright and kind of, to be honest, kind of rude when she just walked up to Paxton and asked him to have sex with her, and just assuming that this guy would do something like this was not very cool of her. But still, Paxton did not react negatively. He did not judge her. He did not, look down upon her for doing such an act. So that is again a point in favor of Paxton, that he was very considerate towards Devi. So that's that. Apart from that, as the series progresses, there is a bond that develops between Paxton and Devi. They kind of become friends and start to care for each other, even though not too much probably, but yes, they do care for one another. So they have their moments, specifically when Devi was in working on a project with Paxton and one of his friends. They did have their bonding moments, their friendship moments, wherein they are bantering, and Paxton is calling her a nickname. So all of that was there. So there was kind of a bond that was developing, that kind of deepened when Devi met his sister, when Devi was attending a party at Ben's, and she fell into the pool, and Paxton came to her rescue, dropped her home, and they even shared a kiss in his car. So all of that adds to the credibility of the story of Paxton and Devi. So that works in their favor. That kind of builds up the couple a lot. And even though I think that the kiss that they shared in the car was more situational rather than anything else, the party, the she falling into the pool, he helping her out, all of that kind of created an atmosphere where there was a bit of sexual tension in the air when he was dropping her at home. So yeah, that's there. But you have to give some credit to Paxton. He even when the rumor got out, not the rumor exactly, but even when word got out that Devi was claiming that she was sleeping with Paxton did not rat her out. So that again shows that Paxton probably is a guy that cares for her and is a good person, will not rat you out when he knows that you are in a spot. So that again goes in favor of Paxton. And one thing that is definitely working for Devi and Paxton is that they do have chemistry. People say opposites attract. Devi is this intellectual, very, very boy scoutish character, and Paxton is kind of not good at studies, good at sports, and not very much into extracurriculars and intellectual extracurriculars like the model UN and stuff. So these two characters are kind of opposite, and that's why probably they when they come together on screen, there's a smoldering chemistry about them. When Devi is intensely desiring Paxton and stuff. So all these points are in favor of Paxton. And even though at the end, it took Paxton's sister to convince Paxton that he should go for Devi and give her a call or hang out or whatever. So that's there. But something that does not go in Paxton's favor is that he has not gotten out of his way too much to help out Devi, to seek Devi, to hang out with Devi. It has always been Devi who has been initiating stuff. So that is one negative point about Paxton, that he probably is not too serious about Devi. Probably yes, at the end of the show, he was trying to get in touch with her, probably to ask her if she wants to hang out or something. But throughout the show, it was predominantly Devi whose object of affection was Paxton, not vice versa. And the friendship was also not too deep. They did not have as many bonding moments in the show. So that kind of, is a negative point for the team Paxton. So that's about Paxton, guys. But let's talk about the other character on the show, which is Ben. So Ben is very similar to Devi in terms of his intellectual and profile. They are competitors, they are rivals, and initially they hate each other. So guys, there is a very common storyline in movies and shows wherein two characters who hate each other initially, a guy and a girl, they hate each other initially, but they kind of come around, have their moments, and they start loving each other. So I'll probably not use the word love, but they start liking each other. So I think that's the similar path that the story of Ben and Devi follows, the same path. So initially, they are kind of bantering, they are kind of fighting, they have their bittersweet moments. So that's really nice to watch. And instantly when I was watching these two characters, I thought these two people will get together at the end of the show. Because whenever people show two people so bitterly engaged in banter and rivalry, it more often than not leads to something like, dating each other, or, getting together towards the end of the story. So Ben, as a character, is a good guy. He is the quintessential nice guy, even though he tries to have this trash talk with Devi, but at heart he's a good person, and that is reflected in many of his acts throughout the show. So let's list them out. Ben helps out Devi on so many occasions, and they have so many moments wherein they kind of open up to one another. Ben goes to dinner at Devi's place, and even though initially she is not very comfortable with it, but they have heart-to-heart discussion, and they kind of discuss their insecurities and problems, and they come closer as friends. And in the later part of the show, they go to the Model UN, where again they have this wine heist which they execute, and have this kind of party at the end of the day, and they share a sweet moment with one another. So again, that was a pretty good moment for Ben and Devi. Even after that, you'll notice when Devi goes to a party at Ben's place, and they have this heart-to-heart conversation when they're sitting in the movie screening hall at his place. They do open up to one another. They understand each other better with every conversation. And also Ben very inappropriately tries to kiss Devi, but still that was kind of probably a drunken mistake. But their relationship grows, with every conversation they have. Apart from that, you will also notice that Ben helps Devi so much throughout the show. Throughout her school year, Ben is always there for her. So if you'll notice that Ben was the one who offered, who let her stay at his place when she wanted to run away from her house. He even, helped her at Model UN as well, even though he really didn't want to. So Ben, has helped her so much. Even towards the end, he did not want her to miss out on saying goodbye to her dad. He knew that she would regret if she didn't. So he was the one who got her together with her friends, whom she was not on speaking terms with. So doing so much for Devi, I don't think Ben only has friendship or just courtesy in his heart. He does have some feelings for Devi as well. So and even he drives to Malibu, so that Devi can be there with her family and say goodbye to her dad. So you can safely assume, or rather you can safely say, that Ben does feel something for Devi. And towards the end of the show, even Devi realizes that this guy has done so much for me, and they have this intimate kiss, which was really different to what Devi and Paxton had. They had a situational, or rather very, I'll not say passionate, but very situational kiss. But this was a kiss that they both meant. They both liked one another. They had come a long way, and this was the culmination of everything that they had gone through together. So that's why the verdict that I want to give after this long video is that I think that Ben and Devi are a much better couple than Ben and Paxton. Even though I do think that Paxton probably is going to end up dating Devi, but I do feel that Ben and Devi should be together because they make more sense. They have the more better relationship. They have the better chemistry. They have the better bonding amongst one another. So guys, that was my video about Team Paxton or Team Ben. I am definitely Team Ben. Let me know what do you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll be talking about a lot more in the future as well. Thank you.